Welcome to Lead the Pack podcast, the blueprint for professional dog trainers. I'm Joe Dickinson, founder of Western States Canine College. Today's episode is a student feature where we break down real growth, real development, and the process of becoming a professional dog trainer. These conversations are not about hype or highlighted reels. They are about structure, discipline, skilled acquisitions, and professional evolution. If you are considering entering this field or you are currently developing your competence, this episode will give you a transparent look at what the process actually requires. Jump right into it. Perfect. Okay, Mario, so tell me a little bit about you and just your role right now in Western States Canine College.
So right now I'm taking my first step into the professional dog training world. I've worked with dogs in the foster and rescue sector for about 6 years now. I've had up to 50 dogs in my home in 1 year, pass through my home in 1 year, as many as 10 on property at a time. I've seen a lot of behavioral issues. I've had a lot of puppies. I've seen a lot of, just a lot of everything. And the transition from coming from situations, going into some sort of boundaries and discipline and learning and training, and then transitioning into their new environment, which is a whole nother step to the process.
Yeah.
So, as far as the Western States Canine College, I started in September. I had an event that led me to realize that I needed to focus my time and resources into dog training. I was giving up a lot of my time, a lot of my energy for people I didn't even know. So
Yeah.
I had to make that step and give back to not only people I know, but myself.
Great.
Creating a situation for growth and put all that effort into me instead of somebody else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's when you realize that and the shift that you can make with it, and then the reward on the other side is pretty incredible. What do you feel like your misconception about dog training that you had prior to starting the school, if you hadn't?
The biggest misconception that I had was there's a lot more to being a professional dog trainer than training dogs. The most difficult part is the people,
Yeah.
your clients, the owners, the people that pay the bills.
Right.
That's the challenge. The dogs, that's the easy part. That's the passion.
Right. Yeah. 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 What do you think your weakness was technically coming into the program?
My big weakness that I can identify right off the bat is I use a lot of the positive reinforcement sector, a lot of luring. I'm not really communicating with the dogs. I'm
Hmm.
asking, I'm buying their behavior
Hmm.
instead
Hmm.
of asking for it. So I've realized that that's where my growth is. I don't really have a problem setting boundaries and letting a dog know when they're doing the wrong thing,
Sure.
but trying to get them to actively think through what they're doing, the communication piece. And
Okay.
that's really where we need to be as trainers right now. Is
Yeah.
teaching people to
Yeah.
communicate with their dogs.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What do you feel like the biggest mental shift was that you had to make?
For me, the mental shift was just slow down, and
Okay.
don't get caught up in what you see out there. Realize what you're seeing other people do and the training aspects that other. That's all edited footage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
real world. It's
Yeah.
set realistic boundaries, set realistic expectations, and go slow. Go at the dog's pace.
Right.
They will tell
Right.
you when
Yeah.
you're going too fast.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel like behavior in dogs changed your understanding? of the dog?
Um, well, seeing a lot of different cases from a lot of unknown areas, like when we work in the rescue and foster world, we get dogs from situations, and we don't always know what those are.
Hmm.
So we come in and they have behaviors. You can easily mislabel a dog.
Yeah.
The one thing that I've always realized is dogs just want to please people. They just want to please. They don't want to put themselves in a situation that they don't like, that they're uncomfortable with. They'll
Right.
avoid that, and they'll use any tactic they can to avoid it, whether that means
Yeah.
barking at you or lunging at you. If they're uncomfortable, they're going to tell you. And then we as humans, we look at that as, well, this is an aggressive dog, or this is a dog that has behavior issues.
Hmm.
When really they're just trying to communicate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. What do you feel like in the program and the way the program is structured with the homework and the assignments, the knowledge that's in there? How do you feel that impacts your development?
Um, I have a strong leadership background,
Hmm.
and I overanalyze everything. So I see a lot of the homework is geared to build you and guide you.
Hmm.
It's there to challenge you and support you. It's it's very well put together. It is. You and Shannon have done a great job of you present the information, you ask us to do it, and even if we miss the mark, you support us and guide us into what you want. Myself originally, when I would make my homework videos, you know,
Hmm.
they don't have enough instruction. They
Yeah.
don't communicate the teaching aspect. And I can show you that I can get a dog to do something,
Hmm.
but can
Yeah.
I show you and tell you how I'm doing it? It's the communication piece. It
Yeah.
goes back to communication, and
Yeah.
leadership is 100% communication. But you
Yeah.
guys do a really good job of being available. I'm really impressed with all the availability. Like I just don't. I know how busy my day is. I don't know how you guys make yourself available as much as you do. I really don't.
It's really our passion and kind of what we all along as Shannon and I have worked together. This has been one of our biggest dreams, and wanting to make it so that my students felt the same thing that my clients felt. I'm available to my clients. I'm not that trainer that just like walks away from it. I value the relationships, and they're lifelong relationships. And so it both of us is really, we've recorded videos. Oh, our first ones were absolutely terrible. Um, and then utilizing the videos that I used for my clients to help them understand, and having those done. It's just kind of been the dream of how we would run the business, how we would teach people, and also making sure that everybody gets their money's worth. There's value. The money that you put into the program, and I don't overlook that. I want to make sure that you feel like you've gotten more than what you've ever paid for, in the program. So yeah, I'm just as passionate about this as I am about dogs, and so it's really easy to be available because it excites me when you guys ask questions and dig into my brain and figure things out. And we've been on classes together where my brain just goes someplace else, like, well, how do we fix that? What can we come up with that, and learning how to be, teaching others how to be creative in such an abstract way as it relates to the dog. So Really enjoy having you in the program. What has surprised you in the program, but also in your journey of becoming a professional dog trainer?
If we start with the program, when I first enrolled, there's a lot of students in the program that are established in the dog training or dog handling, everything from service dogs to canine officers to search and rescue. And I stepped in and I'm like, wow. I felt a little intimidated. I really did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I quickly realized that we all have a place. Like we can all contribute. There's
Hmm.
aspects that everybody brings to the table. The community is amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the school community environment's really amazing. So yeah, that's been a pleasant surprise for me.
Nice. Nice. I remember when we did our interview to you know show you around the program and talk to you and I think it was actually maybe one of our first one-on-one sessions that we talked about. You had signed up for other programs in life, not dog training, but just other programs where you kind of took the back seat, learned, watched, but didn't really contribute. And your goal with this program was to be up front and to contribute and to be active in it. And you have not let me down. It's been great to have you, active in the program and encouraging and helping others see that they can do it too. So I won't forget that, and you have lived up to that, and I thank you for that. It's great.
Yes, and there are times that I try and check myself and let others have the spotlight. I
Sure.
don't want to be that person, but I do love seeing people follow the lead of participation.
Yeah.
If I start putting up, you asked for raw videos, so I started putting up raw videos in our training communications, whether it be the
Yeah.
Facebook page or the private message group, and then all of a sudden three or four other people started posting their raw
Yeah.
videos,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that just me stepping outside of my comfort zone
Hmm.
allowed them to step outside of their comfort zone and know that
Yeah.
they wouldn't be judged and
Yeah.
give everyone an opportunity to support each other. It's truly from a leadership aspect, it's truly nice to see it evolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
See that whole community just start leading each other and supporting each
Yeah.
other and creating that environment for success. And it goes hand in hand with dog training. It's
Yeah.
no different.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The dogs don't know what you want. Then you start communicating it and you start showing
Right.
them, and then you start setting up the environment where they can succeed or they can make a mistake and they're not going to get hurt. They're
Yep.
safe. They know this, and then they continue to offer different behaviors.
Yeah.
It's no
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. It's great. It's more than what I ever anticipated that side of it would be. So I I just love it. I love to see everybody jumping in and doing it and feeling safe, right? Feeling comfortable doing it. Getting out of our comfort zone and knowing that, you're not going to be picked apart and told you that you shouldn't be doing this. So I love it. Let's jump into some of your dog training stuff that you're doing in the rescue world. Um, what's been a difficult dog that you've worked with that that's left a really big impact on you as you develop your dog training skills? And what do you feel like your mistakes that you've made? Just kind of talk about that whole, the whole case and the outcome and how it has impacted you.
So there's so many. The one case that led me to enrolling in this course, a dog that I felt I failed. I wasn't able to help the dog, not because of my abilities, but because of my time. because I didn't have the time and resources to dedicate to this animal. And that's what led me to become a trainer. Was that case, I realized that at that point I'm giving up so much of my life and so much of what I'm passionate about
Hmm.
for somebody I don't even know.
Yeah.
So that case was difficult, and that's what led me to this point. So that's the silver lining in it. That's
Okay.
the
Yeah.
bright side, is it
Yep.
got me to
Yep.
here. And now that I'm here, I mean, my I have a foster dog that's been with me for 15 months now, and
Hmm.
she's in a lot of my videos. She is so amazing. Eventually, she'll be adopted out, and there'll be a lot of ugly tears in my whiskey that day.
Yeah, for sure.
But just it's so rewarding. Like, I've seen her come from, I've taken some of the techniques that we've worked on,
Hmm.
and I can take her out in public now. This is a dog that was fearful and would bark, and you would think little 55-pound pit terrier mix
Hmm.
looks like she would just rip you apart, and she's only going to lick you to death. But when
Right.
she would
Yeah.
create space, she would bark at you.
Yeah.
So now I have her. I've taken her out. I've done a few of our techniques. I can take her out in an open air shopping center and have
Hmm.
her walk next to me, dragging her leash, with other people around, and she just stays by my side. She just, she's still unsure. She's still learning. She's still becoming comfortable, you know. But
Yeah.
what she's achieved in the last 15 months is amazing.
That's
Amazing.
great.
Talk about being outside of your comfort zone and
Yeah.
succeeding. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. 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 That's definitely worth putting, um, her journey and your journey very, kind of parallel, if you will,
Yes.
in so many aspects that, putting that on your website, something that is impactful,
Yeah.
that, telling that story is, it's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has quickly become a household favorite. When she got here, she was crate and rotate because
Hmm.
nobody trusted her. There was many pack walks where I would have my other dogs leading out in front and just hold her back. And I would
Yeah.
take two or three dogs at a time, and then when they started accepting her and she started behaving herself around them, and there was muzzle training. It
Yeah.
was so much that went into getting her to where she is today.
Yeah.
And today
Yeah.
she's a normal dog in our home,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
goal is to get her to be a normal dog in someone else's home.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It'll happen. It'll happen. That's great.
That
That's great.
transition is going to be a tough one. It really is.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
going to be
For
tough for
sure.
her,
Yeah. Yep.
to
Yeah.
trust somebody
And
else.
right. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Have you ever considered of keeping her?
Um, I can't. I can't. I bring too many dogs through my home.
Hmm.
I need a certain type of dog that doesn't get set back when I bring
Yeah.
a new dog in. Yes, I would love to have her. Absolutely.
Hmm. Yep.
But if I want to continue fostering 20, 30 dogs a year,
Yeah.
like in the last 2 years, I've only had about 5 dogs through my house in the last
Yeah.
15 months
Yeah.
because of the way it affects her, because of,
Right.
that transition in the work. And I mean, it helps her grow,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's just not fair to everybody else.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a man, it's an emotional question because there's definitely, I've had dogs come through that, man, you go, I could keep this one because there's so much work, there's so much emotion there, like all the things happen as a dog trainer in dogs like that, that you want to protect them, and you can do right by them, and but there's also this other piece that it limits how many dogs as a professional that you can help, that you can bring through. And I think that's the piece that we don't, that's the hard reality of being a dog trainer and making those decisions of, man, I'd love to, and I can't.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a double-edged sword with it, because you have to stay in that business mindset and not let those personal emotional things kick in to go, well, justify it and justify her being there and justify keeping her. So I've definitely had dogs like that in my life. um, I've definitely had dogs that I have taken in knowing that the intention would ultimately be euthanasia, and knowing that, but also giving them the best end of life, without going through some terrible stuff that happens when you have a dog that ultimately has to be euthanized. And yeah, it hurts. There's a lot of emotion there, but I would rather a dog come in and get and feel connected and feel that love, that they wouldn't have felt or have not felt in their lifetime, to send them on their way. So
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes into being a dog trainer that you don't always see. People don't always see. It's the fun stuff. You get to work with dogs all the time, but sometimes those hard decisions come along with working with dogs. And so I'm excited to continue to watch her journey. And when she does go into her home and her forever place, it would be fun to have her new family on the podcast with you, and
Yeah.
just kind of show that end goal really
Yeah.
can happen
Uh,
if you put the work into it.
yeah. She'll make it.
Yeah,
She'll
she will.
she'll
She will.
find her people.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So,
great. That's great. How do you feel like through this journey and going through the school, at what point do you feel like you felt like you became a professional?
so for me, that moment was defined very clearly. Me and my girlfriend Kelly were on vacation. We were in Turks and Caicos visiting a dog rescue, supporting
Mm-hmm.
a dog rescue,
Mm-hmm.
and um, we realized that they were in need of a courier, someone to bring
Mm-hmm.
a dog back to the United States.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend and I decided to bring a dog back with us to the United States for a family that lived here that was adopting the dog.
Okay.
And at the point, my girlfriend referred to me to the owner of the rescue as a dog trainer.
Nice.
That, yeah, I mean, what can I say?
Yeah. 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 It feels good when that's how you're seen.
That was the moment that I felt the support.
Uh-huh.
Now in my rescue, not my rescue, the rescue that we partner with,
Yeah.
they have me working with other rescue dogs. They have a
Nice.
trainer.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
an affiliate trainer that works with the board members, and there's a lot of politics. But
Right. Yeah.
but they're calling me now 2 and 3 times a week.
Nice. Yeah.
And are you available? Can you go see this dog? Can you? So that's where I'm getting some of these other opportunities to use some of these dogs in the course
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to you know have them help me learn
Yeah.
how to
Yep.
teach.
Yeah.
You know, they're 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 guiding me. They're not. They're like, hey, I don't know what you want. Explain
Right.
it to me. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's great. That's great. What do you feel like separates the hobbyist trainer and a professional dog trainer?
So the biggest separation in between the hobbyist and the professional is the business course. Learning the side of the dog training that actually pays the bills. You know, when you become a
Yeah.
professional, you are trained. You are the one that does it professionally. You know,
Hmm.
you are there to generate revenue. You are there. That's what separates. You know, and that's what most people I think struggle with the most because their passion is the animal,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the work of it, the professional side of it,
Right.
is the analytics, is the marketing, is the scheduling, is all that stuff that you don't think about when you're a hobbyist.
Right. Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's if you want to go back to the Western State Canine College, that is what separated my decision from other academies out there,
Yeah.
was the business course.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I needed something grounded in behavior modification,
Hmm.
and there were a top three. One I eliminated quickly, but it came down to two, and I chose Western State's Canine College just because of the business course side of it, and I knew that that's what I needed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's great. Yeah. I think my whole life, growing up, when you people like you're a dog trainer, like making a living at dog training, and being in corporate America, making a lot of money in corporate America, and tripling what I made, being a dog trainer, and the reward and the people and the journey. And I'd have never have gotten the experiences that I have gotten, the people that are in my life, sitting behind a desk in corporate America. So it people have a hard time believing that you can truly make a living no matter where you're at, and it's the dogs are the bonus, right? It's that's your bonus paycheck is the dogs. And when you can teach people how to have that same connection and that same love and that same passion for their dogs, and their dogs are thriving, and the feel that you get from being a dog trainer, I don't think people in general understand that, and understand that you make a living at it. And even now, Chris and I, my husband and I, are both self-employed. We've been self-employed for over 15 years together, both of us, with no other income other than being self-employed. And sometimes people have a hard time grasping that we're equal in this journey. He's not making more, I'm not making more. It just depends on the cycle of, and they have a hard time grasping that dog training can actually be a sustainable career. So it's fun to teach it. It's fun to show the journey, um, and and give the support, because you're alone out there and there's nobody to bounce things off of to say this is not working. I'm not getting clients. What do I need to do different? So again, that was another piece that Shannon and I felt like, even in you go to college, they don't teach you how to now make a career out of what your degree's in. You got to go figure it out. And so that was another piece that we're like, we want to see a person go from leaving corporate America or starting their career, whatever, wherever you're at, to, having this amazing career as a dog trainer, and being proud of it, and making it. And it's a cool journey to go on with everybody. I have one final question for you, and that is,
Okay.
if someone listening, um, is where you were 1 year ago. Maybe uncertain but serious. What would you tell them they must commit to if they truly want to lead the pack in the industry?
The one thing they have to commit to is seeing the value in yourself, like knowing your worth. Just put that fear that everybody has behind you. Know that you're no different. I'm no different than you are. We both woke up this morning.
Right.
You make a
Yeah.
living training dogs. Like there's no difference.
Right.
The
Yep.
only thing that could possibly stand in between where I'm at and where you are at is me and the
Yep.
limitations I put on myself. That's that's the part that people need to realize. Just in life in general, that's
Yeah.
what they need to realize in
Yeah.
everything they do, whether it's training
Yeah.
dogs or you know, I mean, a lot of people have raised families successfully.
Hmm.
Like you didn't think about it, you did it. You didn't doubt yourself. You did what you felt was right. And I
Yeah.
think that's the bit of advice I'd have to give anybody that's stepping into this role and was where I was at a year ago is believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Just just believe in yourself and remember that right now you've survived everything you went through. You're okay. You're in a position to do something new and use that opportunity to grow, to keep going. It's yeah, it's truly you know, comes down to seeing your self worth and
Yeah.
capitalizing on it.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Mario, do you have any questions for me?
Um, Not really any questions. I just want to like thank you and Shannon for everything that you do. Like I know there's a ton of stuff on the backside. I don't know why it is. I only have 24 hours in my day, but you seem to have 36 in yours. It's not fair,
I'm not sure. If I could give it to you, I would.
but yeah, it's amazing. If anybody is listening that's on the fence, the amount that you get back in this course far exceeds the value that you pay for it. The the without hesitation, I have this problem. Give me a call is the answer. Let's schedule a breakout session. Like let's put something out there that like there no other course is going to give that to you. Hands down, nobody else is going to do that for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank
that's
you.
that, and that's something that as a trainer you can take into your career. Be that way for your clients.
Yeah.
You know, be that way for your, you know, whoever it is you're working with.
Yep.
You know that
Yep.
unreasonable responsibility or responsiveness that you can just give back and like it blew me away when the first time you were like, "Hey, this is a pretty in-depth topic. Let's have a call on it. Anybody that wants to join?" And it wasn't forced. It was if you want to,
Hmm. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And that's you're not going to get that anywhere else. I
Good.
mean,
Because that's what we're all
if
about.
there's any advice I can give you is market the crap out of that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I learned who I am and what I do from the dogs that have been in my life. They have showed up. They've been there. They've been through some of the hardest times in my life growing up, and they have always found me, and I have always found dogs. And it's twofold for me, and the horses are another piece of that. But the dogs have always been there, and they have taught me to be present for people because they gave that gift to me. Traveling home as a young child, coming back to Utah with a father with PTSD, always on the road, always on the go. And we had a healer, and Weezer was his name. And my mom, we were taking the Greyhound bus back to Utah, and my mom wrapped that dog up like a baby, and that dog rode on the Greyhound bus like a little child. And because my mom didn't want to give that dog up, we were losing a lot at that time. Life was really unstable, and that dog was a stable, probably one of the only stable things in our life at that time. And so my mom took the risk, and that dog went along with it. And I'll never forget that. That's probably one of the very first memories I have of a dog giving to a family that was in just not a good situation. And so for me, growing up and what dogs have given to me, I can give back to others. And I look for those opportunities of what dogs can teach me, and teach me how to be a better human being every day. So thank you, Mario. Thank you for being a part of the school. Thank you for being such an active participant with the other students, and being vulnerable in the course, because it means a lot to Shannon and I. So thank you. And you will never be forgotten, no matter where your journey goes. You're now a part of the dog family. So thank you.
Yes, and this is a great group, great community.
Yeah.
I look forward to making lifelong bonds with
Yeah.
these, with other students, yourself, Shannon, everyone involved. Like, it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Have a great day, Joe.
Thanks, and hang tight. Well, what you heard today was not accidental growth, it was structured development. Professional dog training requires education, mentorship, and accountability. If you are ready to move from interest to competence, from passion to profession, explore Western States Canine College and begin your structured path forward. This industry does not need more opinions, it needs stronger professionals. Lead the pack.